Hi, and welcome to the Pleasure Possible experiments. I'm so excited that you're here and you're diving in with us. Now, again, if you're starting right from the beginning, awesome. If you're just diving in whenever you dive in, awesome. You can start wherever you're at. And I just want to say that these experiments are a way to be able to start to bring more pleasure to our body, more joy to our body, more ease to our body in a way that is not meant to disrupt your life or to have it. Now, again, these sometimes can move some big energy through, but really they're meant to be a support to whatever you're creating in the world and to have that aliveness come from within. And these experiments can be, again, really edgy for certain people, and something that looks particularly really simple can actually be one of the biggest edges. So we're going to set these experiments, I say every 2 weeks, but really we're going to have one a week and then a deeper version of that. Because again, with all practices, there's like a simple version usually, and then there's like a little deeper, and a little deeper. And again, you know, the work that I do with my private clients goes as deep and wide as we need it to go. But really for this experiment, we're going to go with the simplest tools used consistently, used every day if possible, or as many times as you can remember to use them, because really it's about the practice. You know, pleasure practices, again, it's great if you can have a one full day that you just dive into pleasure, and that's awesome, but then again, your body is hungry for it throughout the rest of the week. So this is really about making consistent movement and the consistent attention on your own pleasure and your own transformation. So that's really what we're here. So the way that this works is I'll give you a video to be able to walk you through a process. And then they'll have the week in the next 2 weeks to really practice it. So again, we'll have it on Mondays, coming usually by noon on Mondays in Pacific time. So if you're in different parts of the world, it might be a little later in the day for you. And really just when you get the video and you see it, you know, as part of the group or on an email, just allowing yourself to be able to take a few minutes and watch it. I'll try to keep them as quick as possible. Take and watch it. Be present with it. Okay, is this alive for me today? Does my body actually say, yes, please do these ones? Or is your body like, no, I don't want to do it? So again, you're in total choice, but really recognize that like the more you say yes to, the more that you allow these practices to start to move through your life, the more there's available for you. Now, again, it can be sometimes they might trigger you or they might just kind of rub your edge the wrong way. Awesome. That they're doing their job if they're doing that. It's not always going to be like fluffy bunnies and rainbows. But really recognizing that the container that we have for the Facebook group is really your support container for doing this work. So again, there's plenty of people out there who, you know, say, okay, do this practice. And then you watch this video and you're like, that's nice. There's no real support. And what I want to create with this Facebook group is really a support system to be able to have it where you can be pleasurable in your own body, but also recognize that having a field of people who are going the same direction, who are working through the same things, you know, even if it's not at the exact same moment, we're working from a similar set of tools that we have as a background and a way to be able to connect with each other. And again, the simplest tools sometimes are the best because of the fact that they literally are ones that you keep coming back to. So I will be sharing some really simple tools that make just seem like, oh, that's too much. I already got that. I already know that. Trust me, do it every day or do it as many times as you can. See what's there for you, and then report back. So again, the collaborative Facebook group, or if you want to hit and reply on the email if you don't want to be part of a Facebook group, it really is a collaborative experience of being able to say, okay, I walked through this, I did this, oh my gosh, I found myself resistant to this, and then I did it, and here's what happened. And really seeing that every time that we make progress with these particular things, you actually are inviting everyone else, including yourself, to have more in there, to be able to not just let pleasure be something else on the to-do list that you get done maybe after you've done the dishes or something. To have it really as a priority up on the top part of your list, a priority that you're allowing for yourself. Now, again, I just want to tell you, I am someone who probably should be the last person teaching about pleasure. And it's because of the fact that I don't normally, it's not my default to make pleasure a priority. You know those people, let me just give you the vision, those people that like spend all day luxuriating in the Bahamas or in Bali, and they just dive right into that pleasure thing, and they just have no holdbacks on that. That's not me. So for me, pleasure is a daily coming back to what's available here for me now, what's available for my body, and what practices can I actually put in. So really, as I'm walking through this, I've done a lot of exploration and a lot of teaching and coaching on people for more pleasure, and there's always another layer. There's always another layer. So if you find yourself in a place of dis-ease around pleasure, you're in the right place. If you find yourself really being able to like luxuriate and open to that pleasure, please bring that. That energy makes an invitation for all of us to have more. Okay? How's that sound? So again, to recap our weekly experiments, again, it's going to be kind of a theme every 2 weeks of that. And this first one that we're doing, and the one that's kind of the core foundation for everything, is breath. Core foundation is breath. And granted, I could do an entire like year-long weekly experiences on breath because it's that big. But we're going to go back to the simplest versions. And that's your tool for any time that you are spinning or just need to let go. I'm going to tap into that. So I look forward to having you more in this container with me to be able to experience more of this. And again, if this is not your flavor, feel free to opt out. Like, I really want to make sure that the people that are getting these transmissions, getting these particular experiments and playing with them are people who are like in for a new experience. They're in for what's here in my body, what's here in my body, what's in my pleasure zone, rather than just fixing problems or doing this deep recovery, which is amazing work. But like, what are we recovering for? What are we recovering for? For the pleasure of being in our bodies. So that's the invitation right now, is really to recognize that, like, if you're here, I really want you to dive in at whatever level feels great for you. And if you're at the place where you're like, nah, this isn't for me, then I just bid you the permission to be able to know that you've got to know. And that's amazing too. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for playing with me. And let's see what we can create together. Okay, we'll dive into the first video. Okay.